pandemonium to follow gives us the chance to study the actors on both sides of this river and to look backward on what has been and forward to what will be. Ascending heavenward like the Roman eagle, we can view the Rhine, widest river in Europe, rising out of Lake Constance in the northern Alps, bending and bowing north, then northwest, till after 820 miles of travel it reaches the coast of continental Europe and empties into the North Sea just opposite the Thames estuary. Returning to our alpine heights, we can spot another river, rising from a smaller lake just north of Constance and coursing east for more than twice the length of the Rhine, till it spends itself in the Black Sea. This is the Danube, Europe's longest river after the Volga. To the north and east of these two alpine rivers live the barbarians. To the south and west lies Romania, in its time the vastest and most powerful empire in human history. That Rome should ever fall was unthinkable to Romans. Its foundations were unassailable, sturdily sunk in a storied past and steadily built on for 11 centuries and more. Eternal Rome hardly foresaw its doom. But theories about its fall are very old indeed, and have defined the limits of all later interpretation. Either Rome fell because of inner weakness, social or spiritual, or Rome fell because of outer pressure, the barbarian hordes. What we can say with confidence is that Rome fell gradually, and that Romans for many decades scarcely noticed what was happening. Clues to the character of the Roman blindness are present in this scene along the frozen Rhine. The legionnaires on the Roman bank know that they have the upper hand and that they always will have. Even though some are only half-civilized recruits recently settled on this side of the river, they are now Romans, inheritors of nearly 12 centuries of civilization. The world has never known anything as deep, as lasting, or as extensive as Pax Romana, the peace and predictability of Roman civilization. Inspecting the Roman soldiers now, we note the quiet authority of their presence and the polish of their person. More than this, there is an aesthetic to each gesture and accoutrement. All details have been considered. Their hair is cut with a thought to the shape of the head. They are clean-shaving to show off the resoluteness of the jawline. Their dress, from their impregnable but shapely breastplates to their easy-movement skirts, is designed with the form and movement of the body in mind, and their hard physiques recall the proportions of Greek statuary. Even the food in the mess is prepared to be not only savory to the taste, but attractive to the eye. We look out across the river to the barbarian hosts, who in the slanting grey light of winter mass like figures in a nightmare. Their hair, both of head and face, is uncut, vilely dressed with oil, braided into abhorrent shapes. Their bodies are distorted by ornament and discolored by paint. Some of the men are huge and muscular to the point of deformity, their legs wrapped comically in breeches. There is no discipline among them. They bellow at each other and race about in chaos. They are dirty and they stink. A crone in a filthy blanket stirs a cauldron, slicing roots and bits of rancid meat into the concoction from time to time. This unequal portrait of the two forces would not only have been the Roman view, it could almost have been the German view as well, for the middling hosts of Vandals, Alans, and Sueves are of Germanic origin, as are all the intruders of this period. To the Romans, the German tribes were riffraff. To the Germans, the Roman side of the river was the place to be. When at last the hapless Germans make their charge across the bridge of ice, it is head-on, without forethought or strategy. With preposterous courage they team across the Rhine in convulsive waves, their principal weapon their own desperation. We get a sense of their numbers, as well as their desperation, in a single casualty count. The Vandals alone are thought to have lost 20,000 men, not counting women and children, at the crossing. Despite their discipline, the Romans cannot hold back the Germanic Sea. Why was the border guard so thin? Did the Romans not notice, at some point, that their way of life was changing forever? Did they not think to do something about it besides bow to the inevitable? What were they thinking about? In order to answer these questions and gain a fuller picture of Roman society, we turn to a typical Roman who helped to build the world of late antiquity. The barbarian onslaught across the frozen Rhine occurred in the first decade of the 5th century. Let us step back a bit into the